like you said, music videos. I thought that the practical thing to do would be to do music videos. But what I noticed was when I was shooting other people's music videos, I didn't like the music and I was always picking apart the beats.
Right.
Like, oh, that 808 is out of tune, but I'm supposed to be shooting a video.
Man.
So like I was always torn.
Yeah, absolutely. But man, that's the stuff, at least you recognize it. You know what I mean? And then you get to change it. Now you know what not to do to help your workflow get better. Come on.
What's up? I am in Chandler, Arizona on the West Coast, chilling with
Tevi
Love. If you don't know me, I'm CP the creator, and we're just chopping it up. We were having a phone conversation, and he was like, man, some of the stuff that you're saying, I wish this stuff should be recorded. You know, it could help so many people, so we're chopping it up. Like in 60 seconds, what's your background, your accomplishments?
Man, you know, I'm a singer, songwriter, producer. I then wrote and produced to a lot of different artists that y'all may love, from The Dream all the way down to Danny Lay, and many more. The list goes on. And you know, I'm just keeping that entrepreneur spirit going outside of music, and I'm handling business too. So thank y'all for tuning in. It's your boy Tevi Love.
Yes, sir. So what brought this content idea about? We were chopping it up on the phone, and he was like, man, the stuff you say, this stuff should be recorded because it can help so many people. So we're recording the conversation.
Absolutely.
It's not scripted at all. So we're just chopping it up for a few minutes, and hopefully this helps somebody.
I feel like everything we've been speaking on lately in terms of our career paths, in terms of our experience in this industry, I feel like that's what brought us here to this moment. And I feel like there are so many things that we have accomplished on an independent level without having all the extra push and just grinding and experiencing how to get through certain doors. We didn't really have a coach to get through certain doors. So I feel like there's a million other artists, producers, writers, and other people that are in need of this information. You know? And they need to hear from other perspectives how to really navigate.
So let's kick it off with this, what we were just talking about. From 19, 20-year-old perspective. Not rushing, exploring, playing all the positions to see what you like best. Because I think that by me having a 19-year-old son, sometimes he can feel like he needs to hurry up and figure it out. Or trying to take on too much too soon. And I'm telling him, yo, just take a break. It'll be a few years before you actually know. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Explore.
Right.
You know? Because what happens is you try, what you want to do is you want to try as many things as possible so you can figure out what you don't want to do and get that out the way. And then that's when you start to hone in on what you're more interested in. Absolutely. And then too, you don't have that thought, that what if thought. In the future, you don't have to look back and have regrets because you don't know what would have happened.
Absolutely. I feel like that you hit the head on the tail. I feel like when you're at that age, for me per se, I feel like we were transferring times in terms of how fast things were moving when we were 19 and 20. And so I feel like now that it's a different generation and he's in a different generation, things are moving 2 times faster than what it was for us. So keeping up to them and having this internet around them makes it feel like they have to hurry and rush. When really, if we, I really feel like this, if we really took our phones and our computers, put them to the side for a second and really just explored. Took our time and really figured out what inspired us in that moment and took it day by day. I feel like that would be the key to really taking things up to the next level for yourself. And because you're paying attention to so much on the internet, it's like, man, I want to get this good right now.
Yeah.
Instead of just really taking the time to just sit there and learn the craft. You know? We want to rush on to something else because so much is going on around us. I feel like that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Man, that's spot on because it's so much.
Hi guys.
Hi, nice to see you.
You too.
It's so much. It's such a distraction, and it gets you caught up into paying attention to what everybody else is doing. So when we were younger, because we didn't have that, we weren't connected to everybody everywhere at all times.
Right.
So we didn't have those kind of distractions. This was being outside like this.
Yeah.
And if I wanted to call you, I had to go back to the house and pick up the phone. If I was waiting for you to get there, I had no way to know.
Yeah. No way.
So now because the kids are connected to everything at all times, it's more of a distraction and it's more of a discouragement. Mm-hmm. So you really have to hone in and have control over that device instead of letting it control you. Use it for your benefit, because the flip side of that is we have access to everything, so we can learn so much just sitting here, sitting anywhere.
Yeah, and that's the truth. You said it. It was like when we were young, man. I'm thinking about it now. I'm like, man, because I didn't have no technology, I didn't have no real distraction in my face. All I knew was rehearsal. That's all I knew was rehearsal. At this time, don't be late. Bam, bam, bam. We out by 8. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's all we knew. Other than that, it was just go home, do the same thing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Now it's just like, all right, I could just sing this song from home and then go to this next page, see what they doing. It's so many distractions.
Yeah.
I feel like if we just take the time, rewire ourselves again, and really evaluate things. I'm not saying just eliminate technology. It's good for certain things, but we have to have a balance with it. And we can't give the technology the power. You see what I'm saying? We still have to have power over it so we can still figure out what it is that we need to do and then utilize that technology for that purpose.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
Yeah.
Because I could, like me per se, I remember being out of school, bro, when I had to leave school. And it was just like, I would just sit there and I would watch Michael Jackson all day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Listen to the records, listen to writers all day. And that's what I was doing. You know what I mean? That whole downtime. Really focusing on the writing aspect of stuff. And that's where I would keep my focus. Other than that, I wouldn't use it for nothing else. That was the mindset for me at the time. And I could see how it helped mold the craft.
Yeah.
Because regardless of what everybody else was doing at that time, I was putting hours in. And now they playing catch up to me or to that level because their hours wasn't put in.
Right.
Man. It takes time building and honing in on the craft.
What do we say to the creative person that has no support? Let's say they're the ugly duckling in their family. They have no support mentally, spiritually. They're pretty much standing on their own. What do you say to that?
What do I say to it? You have no support. You still have no excuse. You know what I mean? You still have no excuse. Man, I remember the times I felt like I had the most support in the world, and then I remember the times where I felt like I didn't have any support. And I knew in both moments, I still had to perform. You know what I mean? I still had to get up, wake up, go jump in that shower, brush my teeth, throw on my drawers, and go outside every day. That's what I knew for sure. So life goes on, man, and it's one of them things where you have to really mentally drill in yourself, like, this is what I want to do to be successful. And if you don't do that, you might as well figure out the safety route. You know what I mean?
So, more specifically, what about having a family that only they strictly live by the safety route.
Man.
You need to go to college 4 years or your 8 years, you gotta do that. You gotta go somewhere and get a degree. And the creative person doesn't want to do that. The creative person wants to figure out how to start their own business. Or they started their own business and they really want to grow it.
Man, you know what? I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Because I didn't go to school. My brother and sisters, my little brother and sisters did. Me and my older brother never went to school, right? So we talk about this conversation all the time in terms of if we will rewind the time, we would have went to school. Why? Because we already had the passion laid out. We would have utilized the university to capitalize off of. Because let's be honest, there's not a better independent movement than messing with college students. And they will push the movement for you for free if it's marketed right. All you gotta do is have a hot product. So one, if we would have paid attention to that aspect of it, I would have went to a university with the business already in mind, with my career mapped out already. I would have networked. I would have hit every single avenue on campus in terms of the marketing department. I would have bonded with certain individuals in the mathematics department, all certain things, so I could have my business in order and I could have a fan base. So by the time that I got out of college, my business and my career is already established. I would have used it for the best of my abilities. But because it was just like, nah, I need to do this and I need to go straight to LA and I need to just hit the road running and you know what I mean? I missed out on a great marketing experience and networking opportunity. I feel like going to college isn't bad anymore. I used to think, man, it's a waste of time. And I used to feel like they ain't teaching us the real stuff because they still know they're not teaching us the real stuff. But I feel like you got to use it for the best of your ability. Make it yours. Don't let it run you.
I kind of agree with that half and half because from back then, when we were kids, it makes sense as far as using it as a fan base. But that's an expensive fan base.
It is.
Today, I honestly think college is dying out because the information. This is the information age. It's like the information is so accessible. You can learn more off the internet than you actually learn in college, spending all the money.
That's
and people
true.
have found that out.
True.
But yeah, that was my point too. Because the internet exists, it's very not easy but simple to build an even better fan base than you can build on a college campus, putting the work in online. But I think back in the day, like say 2000s for me, the college days, like that made sense because the internet was just starting to be on the rise.
Right.
So
and that's what I remember. Like,
Yeah.
man, if we was coming up with like, at that time, I ain't gonna lie, we was moving around with Futuristic and all of them guys. So I got to see how they utilize certain things in terms of that college fan base. So I'm not gonna lie, that hustle was amazing and witnessing it. So I always know that if you have a certain niche and a touch with them students, they're gonna always push your message. Like,
and that's an authentic audience.
Thank you.
That's the thing about that. You know what? That's the thing about putting the two up against each other. It's like analog versus digital. Like back then, that analog audience, it was so authentic and it was tangible.
Yeah.
Now it's just stats and numbers. It's still
It makes
people, but it's still stats and numbers. But it's different. So now you get dopamine hits from people are liking my post. How many comments did I get?
Right.
But that's different from a college campus fan base, and you have a concert, and they're all there in the space.
Yeah. And I guess the biggest thing is just making it translate and resonate now on all platforms. That's really what it is, right? Like, man, all of them people at your shows, they should be on that social media platform, right?
Yeah.
All the people on the social media platform, they should be coming out to them shows. It should be resonating, and that's what I do feel.
That's good.
you know, isn't happening a lot of the times. When I see a lot of artists on the social media, when I see a lot of, it's not resonating. It's not resonating, and you see it in the numbers. You see it in the activity. You see it. You also see it in the comments.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
the truth. Like,
you see
comments
it.
are yeah.
You know what I mean? It'll let you know if you're really touching the people, right? Like,
Yeah.
come on, word of mouth is still the number one. It's the number one promotional tool. Word of mouth. So
Yeah.
I feel like the biggest thing in this day and age is making everything translate on all platforms, in person and online.
I know music artists for sure, they just take, and they don't understand giving, the concept of giving, the concept of creating a song with a purpose attached to it to help someone, and not just hopping on a trend with the sound trying to be flashy for no apparent reason, or having a movement that's donating something or giving somebody a helping hand that's connected to a specific catalog of music, or just getting creative in that sense, instead of just me, look at me, and you listen to my music, or spamming people with links, or
Right.
Let's talk about that.
Right. You know, when it comes to that piece, man, I feel like we just mentioned word of mouth. When you have something that's needed, it's up to you to decide who to give it to, and take it to the next level. Like, for example, I feel like every song isn't meant for everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And we know this, and you know this especially, doing what you've done your whole career. Every song isn't meant for everybody, and I feel like it's a spiritual gravitate towards it, and it's gonna land on the person it's supposed to land on. So when it comes to giving, man, you gotta be real precise about it, man, because if you don't give your energy and time or product or gift to the right individual, they will drain you. And they will take from you, and you will get nothing out of it, and you'll be left with, man, what did I do that for?
Yeah.
So you gotta make sure any jewels or marbles or anything that you're giving to somebody, that they're gonna be somebody that will value that and be able to take it to the next level.
Yeah, you know what? I realize you don't have to put effort in standing out when you're being yourself. And being yourself, by being yourself, I mean
I hit, yeah.
Staying connected to your roots, knowing where you come from, your life experiences, your traumas, all of that stuff has made you who you are, and nobody's story is the same. So
Yes,
when
sir.
you stick to that,
That's a pigeon or something.
these birds are crazy.
Yeah, it's on the top of the.
Oh.
There you go. There you go.
When you take all of that stuff and use it in a positive manner and mix it in with your gift, you're different automatically. But anytime you try to copy what's already out or be similar, there are so many people trying to be similar, you're all the same.
True. So true.
Yeah.
So true. And that's why I'm more of a guy that sticks by myself. I'm a real crew guy. If you didn't grow up with me or really built no bond with me, you'll never see me kicking it with you. And that's just how I'm built, because I don't want to be influenced. I don't want to be influenced, and I don't want certain things around me, because I know who I am, and I have to stay focused on that.
But you don't want to be influenced in a negative way.
Yeah, in a negative way. In a negative way, right? So if you have nothing to add to that table, there's a good chance that we have nothing to really build off of, right?
Yeah, that's
so
real.
I'm just like, yo, I'm trying to better myself and be the better me. I don't want to be like you. I don't want to be like you over there. I don't want to sing like you over there or write like you over there.
Right.
I got my own style that people love already. You know what I mean? So now it's just building on it. I really just want to keep going and becoming the best version that I know God has mapped out for me to be. You know, I done got great at writing, but I could still write greater songs than I've written already.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Constantly getting better.
Thank you. Constantly getting better, man. And I feel like that's our job as artists, our job as creators. And I feel like there's no limit to what we can do. It's just how we spend our energy and what we put our time into. Mm-hmm. You know, so like you said, being your own self and being unique, that's everything. That's everything. Mm-hmm.
The other thing that popped into, that came to mind was something my mentor told me, and he said, solve short-term problems with short-term solutions. And you solve long-term problems with long-term solutions. And that helped me out a lot because most artists, most creative people, I'll say most creative people, we try to fix short-term problems with long-term solutions. So what I mean by that is you have a light bill, you have a car note, and you trying to go out and hustle your new music or your music career, you trying to perform or you trying to do something that's attached to your passion to make money to pay those bills. When what actually makes sense is that those bills, those are month to month, those are short-term problems. Like it's short-term things that need to be paid every month.
Yes, sir.
So you just need to find a consistent stream of income to take care of that has nothing to do with your passion, so it doesn't interfere with the energy.
Yes, sir. Makes so much sense.
And the vibrations, because to create music, even to create videos, stuff like this, like we have to vibe, you know? And like if we were trying to make, if this video we were recording right now was connected to some type of way of making money, it would come across way different, and it would be harder for us to execute. Because we
yeah, it really would.
Like at the end of this video, click the link below and schedule your session today. Like it has to be categorized properly.
Yeah. Yes. You said something so key. It was we have to make money outside of music and outside of your passion so it doesn't affect what you're doing. It was something along them lines, along that sort. And pretty much what I got from that, man, was so powerful because for me, it was, when I was in LA, I was just a starving artist, struggling and really trying to build. And all I knew was, let's just write songs, let's produce for everybody. But I didn't see at the same time that my resources was draining. And so with that being said, I wish I knew then what I know now in terms of having more streams of income coming in at that moment so I wouldn't have certain situations affect relationships, thinking about the money, certain situations, you know, really affect my relationships with my personal friends and individuals, family. All because of finance. You don't see how much you're being stressed or, you know, overdoing it mentally. So you definitely do want to have another stream of income coming in on the regular. I love that point you made about that, you know, having just different streams of income. I'm so adamant on that, bro.
Yup.
That hits so home for me, man, because it's like, it just saves you so much pressure. And not only that, it just makes you an overall businessman for your family. You know what I mean?
It's better for your health.
For your health.
It's better for your health.
Because that's the real wealth right there. You know what I mean? Like, all that stress gone.
Yup.
Just because you got it covered, you know?
You can work on music or whatever, drawing or videos, just stress-free.
Yes, sir.
Take your time. And,
yes, sir.
and experience the journey with no pressure. It cut off again.
Yeah. I was hating.
It's cool, because the audio got it and the camera was on you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we good then.
Yup.
All right.
Cause this the boy. This the big boy. I
Man.
need 2 of them.
That's hard. How much that one cost?
$5 grand.
Woo. Yeah.